malalim ay tumatama. Di ang ma-reaction tayo'y magkaisa. Mga issue ng bayan dito'y lutas na.
Yun, welcome back sa Teacher Mark Reaction. Ang pag-uusapan natin ito. Nihaw sa inyong lahat, nihaw. Akala ko weird na it's like canned response. Okay? Yung mga sinasabi ni Alice Go, kaya natin. Yung sinasabi ni Alice Go na mga salita, or mga, sagot niya, parang, alam yung press 1, ito yung sasagot mo. Press 2, ito yung sasagot mo. Press 3, ito yung sasagot mo. Parang ganun yung nangyari. Tapos ngayon, syempre, hindi natin kilala yung tatay niya. Yung tatay daw niya, nasa China. Ngayon naman, may naglabas. Itong si China Insider with David Zhang. Exclusive, Alice Go's father ties to CCP's United Front. Anyway, magandang hapon or magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Ayan, si Jeanette, Jax, Gail, Mariana Naya, Rocket, Retsam Loverboy, Violet, Mylene, Lemon, Addictus Rex, Jeanette, MG Envision, Cesar Gabriel, ayan. Notski, Angelo, pare ni Pidol, Lemon, Rocket, Ispiritu, Lala Luna, Miss Christine, Mark Jerios. Ba? Jerios. No. Lemon, Jayco, Ina Batalla, Christina, Regine, Rain Lee, Rich, Ratam, ayan, Loretta Antonio, magandang gabi sa inyo, Juliet Bravo Alpha. Let's do this.
Information thanks to a viewer who provided me the key evidence. This will tie Alice Guo's father, Angelito Guo, to a CCP-linked Chinese association. Meanwhile, as the recent Senate hearing has revealed, Alice Guo's ties to China is much more apparent than ever before. So we'll be tackling all the mysteries around her so far. All right, it seems like my analysis of Alice Guo has been spot on. My conclusion is that Alice
Party year. 1 million? Seryoso? Just for that ring? Okay, 1 million para sa ring. Wala. For the bag, 352,000. Magkakasundo sila ni
Alice
Idol.
Guo is a front of a large-scale scam and money laundering operation.
Ralph Lauren dress. 8,000. Bulgari. 11 million? 1 million na singsing? 2 million na bracelet? Magkakasundo sila ni Idol. Partida ha, sa Sal-N yan, 500K. Per year lang yung kinikita niyan. Okay? Partida.
That got busted, and she made her way into the mayor's office hoping to expand that operation behind the scenes, but was caught. And now she has to make up lies on the way. Her connection to the CCP is not to be undermined, as I'll be revealing the evidence suggesting the situation so far. Now, no amount of argument over her ties and nationality can undermine that the real issue here is the criminal group activities that was doing things like human trafficking, detentions, hacking, among other things, and Alice Guo is a part of that.
So, kung ito totoo, no, yung mga cyber attacks sa Pilipinas, kung hindi malayo kung saan nanggaling. Yung mga hacking na nangyayari sa mga government websites natin, mukhang hindi malayo kung saan nanggaling. Mukhang sa loob lang mismo ng Pilipinas yung gumawa. Here Go admits she's unaware of business partner's criminal record. Actually, may sinend si Mark Sings na about the business partners. No? And they are big wanted. Pero kasi kung ako, gusto ko magkaroon ng partner sa negosyo, di ba, rin yun, due diligence ko rin na i-check kung yung mga magiging kasama ko sa trabaho, magiging ka-partner ko, malinis. Walang criminal record, walang maski ano. Sabi ni Simple Leilani, mag-aalaga na lang ako ng baboy. Ito, gusto kong mag-alaga ng baboy damo eh. Baboy damo yung kapitbahay, parang alaga.
She was revealed at a recent hearing to be a business partner also of the main suspects in the biggest scam and billion-dollar money laundering case in Singapore, which
You know, the $2 billion dirty money case that rocked Singapore. Sabi rito, a Singaporean court has begun handling out sentences in the sensational case which saw 10 Chinese nationals charged for laundering $2.2 billion earned from criminal activities abroad.
which we'll talk about in the second half. First, let's reveal some critical information about the Guo family name. To start with her father, we have to backtrack to her family name first. So here's the context. The Guo is a large family name that comes from southern China in a town called Jinjin.
Sa Fujian, which is tama naman yung sinasabi ni Alice Go. Na yung tatay niya nasa Fujian. Okay? Fujian. So doon yung ano nila, yung ano ba? Tubo.
And practically that's near the Taiwan Strait in the province of Fujian. Here is the family of the Tatay Guo. In fact, according to Chinese Wikipedia, the Guo family name traces all the way back to 700 BC. And the Guo family spans across
Gagi, ano? 700. Sobrang tagal na nung ano nila, nung ancestry nila. 700 BC.
Southeast Asia. So it's very reasonable that there is a Guo family name in the Philippines as well. Now, a viewer sent me an email today with these photos. Now, the words that I've circled here mean Tatay, which is precisely that village where the Guo family's name originates from. And so I looked into some of these associations.
Speaking of which, may ano pala ako rito. Chinese translator pala ako rito, gagi. Wala eh. Dinala yung tihipo sa ano, nag-walking sila. Tanungin.
That sent a congratulatory message to Alice Guo for becoming mayor. This one here reads Family Pride, and it's from the Hong Kong Tatay Guo Clan Association.
Sana all, family pride. Sabi niya, di ba? I wish I have a perfect family. Pero family pride ka, awaw naman, di ba? Nahukay pa yung mga roots ng Go. O, family pride, clan pride yan, guys. Pride lang naman.
Pride, and it's from the Hong Kong Tatay Guo Clan Association, and another one from the Hong Kong Tatay Association, and the third from Philippine Tatay Association. Notice how
Puro Tatay eh. Diba? Ang sinasabi nila, the Go, no? Tatay Guo clan. So,
they all differ by the name slightly, but they all signal that these associations belong to the larger Guo family and the
diba? Grabe yung branching nila. From Hong Kong to China to Philippines. Sabi na nga ba eh, traditional mafia yan sila. So, totoong sinasabi ni Mayor na wala siyang alam kung kasangkapan lang siya kasi bawal sa kanilang magtanong.
extended families, and they span across the overseas reach as well as they all are linked together based on the family name. So I began digging. Here's the first piece of information that I found. In 2018, Alice Guo's father was an honorary advisor for the Philippines Tatay Association. In this
Okay? Tatay niya? Pra? Oh.
Guo's father was an honorary advisor for the Philippines Tatay Association. In this article, there are multiple Guo last-named individuals serving in this particular association. So that at least proves that Alice Guo's father is at least in 2018 still in the Philippines and actively participating with the local Chinese community.
Mukhang hindi naman siya 75 years old. Ito 2018 document to eh. Paano ba siyang 75 years old? Parang di naman eh. Mukhang bata pa yung tatay niya. Siguro mga kaedad ni Rapi Tulfo, mga ganon. Pero I don't think around 75 years old na siya.
Last-named individuals serving in this particular association. So that at least proves that Alice Guo's father is at least in 2018 still in the Philippines and actively participating with the local Chinese community. Now, it was revealed by the Senate that Guo's father was
Tatay. Tauki. Deadly. Yeah. Kamukha, di ba? Batang pick pa yata yan, teach. Well, hindi natin alam, di ba? Pero, anyway. 60 plus pa lang tatay niyan. But she is insisting that her father is 75 years old.
Would travel back to China frequently, in fact, sometimes more than 3 trips per month. But after some more digging, it seems like this is more suspicious than actually just the travel itself, because this article came up. This is an event celebrating the new leadership of another association, but tied to the same Guo family. And this was attended by, here's the most important part, Zhu Feng, who is the deputy director of the coordination department of the CCP.
Okay, so Deputy Director for Coordination Department of Joint Office.
Part Zhu Feng, who is the deputy director of the coordination department of the CCP liaison office, which, by the way, is a top spy agency of the Chinese Communist Party. The next
What? Wait, what? Why is real, guys? Vice Chairman of Fujian Federation of Community Organization.
Next one is the Fujian United Association's Deputy Chair Chen Congcong. And another one is the Fujian Chinese Association Chair Emeritus. And this one is the Fujian Association, of course, we often associate with the Chinese police station. These associations, they all have ties to United Front, which is a very massive network of overseas Chinese associations that speak and do the biddings of the CCP.
Okay. Like, yung tatay niya, his organization, magkakalink to. All throughout the world. They are for surveillance, ganun.
The next is the chairman of the Hong Kong Tatay Association, and then the Tatay Guo Clan Association chair as well. And here comes more ties to the CCP, which is, again, that United Front Department aspect of the...
Chairman... kasama yung United Front dun.
Fujian province, they sent their director, as well as the Tatay Village Communist Party boss also came. So it just proves to you that the Guo family and their tight associations in the Philippines are very closely linked to Chinese Communist Party organizations. Other members from the Alice Guo's Fathers Association also came to this event. So I can say at this point, without any
So, talagang sinearch niya, no? Go Zhenjin, President of the Philippines Chowday Association. Okay.
doubt that the Guo family has heavy ties to the CCP through their United Front operations. And the United Front operation is a massive overseas network. It campaigns on the idea that the Chinese Communist Party will have overseas reach in every single country, in every single Chinese community to basically control most of what the community thinks about the CCP. And it seeks
Sabagay nga naman, 'di ba? Ayaw nilang ma-break yung kung gusto nila control yung mga mga Chinese, no? Na parang community. Ayaw nilang ma-break yung thinking na about China. So they need to control it. Otherwise, no? Kakaroon sila ng problema. Some of their people will not believe in them anymore.
to co-opt these associations in different countries to do the work for them in different ways, benign ways, ways that you don't really see on the surface, such as even including donating to politicians, putting people into power, etc., etc. Now, Fujian, as I mentioned, is a province. It's a hotbed for the CCP because they've been able to be captured overseas through incentives. Now, remember, there was the CCP police station in New York City. That was from one of the Fujian-based associations in New York.
Ba't may CCP police station sa New York? I'm confused. Guys, may CCP police station ba sa Pilipinas? Explain. Karon dun. Okay?
And so this may partially explain why Alice School is decked out in the designer clothes and the luxury items that she holds, because these associations often come with economic incentives, and because they do the work for the CCP, and they gain a lot of benefits from it. But that's just part of that. Now, I think Alice School is involved in something bigger, money laundering on a massive scale. Now, according to Senator Shanwein Kaugnayan, which I hope I pronounced that right, he talked about the same issue I was talking about with money laundering. Kaugnayan says financial records of Baofulan, which was the big compound that Alice School helped them to get, which later became that scam network. When they were first busted, the Bam Bam scam network, we started to learn more about the ties to Alice Guo. But according to the recent Senate hearing, we hear that they were only operating on a capital of about 1.2 million pesos, or about 20,000 US dollars. And a third-party estimate puts it at about 100,000 US dollars for operating expenses. Now, given the scale and the size,
Ang liit nung nung operation expense nila. 1.2 million? I don't believe. Kung nakita niyo yung yung lugar sa Bamban, and kung gaano karami yung buildings doon, I doubt yun lang yung kailangan mo para mapatakbo yun. And lumalabas dito, ang maabot ng 6 billion. 6 billion. Tapos, 2019. Eh,
it doesn't
hindi naka-declare kasi. Just me, hindi mo alam yun. Hindi mo alam ang issue. Like may mga ganyan sa China, at iba't ibang bansa na meron silang mga police station. Hinuhuli yung CCP-related personnels. Well, NY Chicago areas are known for notorious Italian and Chinese mafia. Yan.
seem to fit. And then the senator also cast doubt on the source of income of Guo's father, whom the
Ang alam ko diyan, may mga personnels na umuhuli doon sa mga wanted sa China. Tapos pinapauwi sila. Pero I did not know na it's the CCP police. I thought, They are just the normal police doon sa lugar na yun. Tapos alam nila na this guy is wanted. Sige, huliin ko yan. Pauwiin ko ng China.
Mayor said frequently would give her cash amounting to something like plus or minus 20,000 US dollars, depending on the amount, of course, as capital for her business. And so, according to SEC records, it showed that her family's pig farm, which was supposedly the origin of where she gets her income and wealth, had absorbed a $900,000 peso loss in 2021. And it made about 81,000 net profit in 2022. So it was not making a lot of money. And this, as her father's embroidery business made about 440,000 profit.
Tingin nyo guys, profit niya 400, 2022, 400. 2023, profit niya 700. Paano ka makakabili ng luxury brands? Paano ka makakabili ng helicopter? 720,000. Yo, Jerry. Budget from CCP? Kasi, napakalayo nun. Ano na ba ang helicopter ngayon? Or chopper? Bumili ka ng dump truck, bumili ka ng lupa worth 46? Diba yung kwento natin? Sa 7.5 hectares? Nasa 46 million? Pero yung tatay mo, o sinasabi mo, binibigyan ako ng tatay ko around 500,000 to 1 million pesos. Layo guys eh. Dinner time, ayan.
In 2022 and about 720,000 in 2023. So there's a lot of business out there. Some of them are making money, some of them are losing money. But I really don't think these businesses making money is their number one priority. Of course, these are all numbers in the Philippines currency, which is the pesos. So they're nothing major in the grand scale of if you convert it to, say, the US dollars. But the problem
Laki niyan eh. UJJ Farm Incorporated. Ito yung sa kanila. Farm nila. Malaki din yung farm nila in fairness ha. Yung Baofu, laki rin. Feeling ko tuloy no, nagiging front yung yung pagiging Chinese Filipino or Filipino. No, kukuha ka ng ng isang Chinese, i-register mo as Filipino o pwede ka nang bumili ng lupa sa Pilipinas. Parang ganun yung nakikita ko eh. Teka. Kanila to? Itong nasa gitna kasi, ayan o, Barangay Malabobo, mga Tarang Pangasinan. Sa kanila yan? Nadadaanan ko yan ah. Seryoso? Anyway, pero nadadaanan ko tong farm nila. Pala yan?
here is that I think they're using business investments in any way, shape, or form to sort of divert attention away from what they were doing, which is, I believe, part of that is the money laundering aspect. So was Alice Guo's father doing the money laundering part for her? It might not be so simple. I think there's multiple avenues in which things are being done. But the bigger question for me is, who is he doing it for? Which obviously I don't have the answer to. But let's first talk about the new revelation from Senator Hontiveros, which is...
Pero kasi, ito to guys. Remember the time. Okay? Remember that time sinabi niya na around 17 years old ako. Nag-i-issue na ako ng cheque. Umalbog yung cheque kasi hindi ko alam, wala palang laman. Kaya lang eh. If you're after money laundering, padpad sa cheque yung usapan. Okay?
Is about Alice Guo being tied to the Singaporean scam and money laundering scheme. And this really, I'll tell you the conclusion later, but this is a much bigger story now than it was last week. And this happened to be the biggest money laundering scheme in Singapore's history, racking up to a total for about 2.2 billion US dollars, with 10 Chinese nationals charged for related crimes activities. Now,
Okay.
it just happens that the compound development that's called Baofu Land
Sabi rito, Teacher Mark, ang hinala ko dyan, either she's a part of the criminal organization or possible a fall guy. Nalalabuan ako sa spy angle. Kasi kung ganun, detrimental sa kanya na attract ng attention, sabi rito. Pero that attention kasi is not uh, um, it's not yung unwanted attention yun yung nangyari. Bigla siyang nalagay sa spotlight. Sir Mark, taga sa inyo ba ang PF na mayor niya? Sabi nga taga Pangasinan eh. Taga Pangasinan daw eh. Alam kung sino doon. But we have plenty of bachelor mayors. Then who is their protector here? Sabi rito. Yun din.
development is where Alice School is involved. That's also the same place in which Alice School's business partners, two of them are the criminals in Singapore, right? So you have the Filipino scam network compound, which is partially, involving Alice School, and then you have the biggest scam and money laundering situation in Singapore, and then they're connected. So Alice School has two business partners invested into the compound where the Philippines has found them, busted them for scam. And then those two people are the same people that are involved in the biggest Singaporean scandal of the time. You're telling me that there's no connection here and that there's no money laundering in the Filipino case? Just let that sink in, okay? Like really.
I think maybe she's a part of the money laundering scheme kasi guys, isipin nyo na lang, she met yung dalawang tao sa Clark na walang kabog-abog. Nag-usap kayo, bakit dito kayo nag-aano? Ganyan. Tapos, kabili ka ng lupa, just said na, sige, baka gusto nyo, doon na lang kayo sa lupa ko. Rentahan nyo na lang, or bilhin nyo na lang, doon na lang kayo magpatayo ng pogo. Parang yung coincidence ng nangyari. Napaka-fluid, guys. Mahirap din kasi pagiging CCP spy. Tapos, mag-join ka sa Pogo operation knowing na CCP is against Pogo to begin with. She is the channel and the converter, sabi rito.
Really sink in. For just a minute, think about this. Two people that had so much money because they were doing money laundering that they needed overseas venture, investments of some sort to, say, the Philippines. Let's just say it's a random development zone that nobody knew was going to become a scam, criminal activity sort of stronghold. And then it just happens to be Alice School's sort of investment venture here in the Philippines. Now, these two people in the Singapore case, one of them is Ling Bao-in, the only woman among the 10 suspects in Singapore's largest money laundering case. And then the second person is her partner, Zhang Rui-jin, and their combined asset goes up to about 240 million US dollars. And then Alice Go comes out and claims that she didn't know the crimes of her business partners until this week. So that just adds another layer of things, right?
Gagi, punong-puno ng red flag. She's too costly to be a fall girl. Handles the protection and primary operators to be the front. Yun yung sinasabi ni Sendong at JTU. Understand.
I guess you would say another red flag to the chest full of red flags. She's like a walking red flag. So how can Alice Guo, a savvy businesswoman with 12 vehicles to her name, multiple businesses registered to her name, invest
Dami niyang ano, no? Ayan, puro 2020, 2022. Teka, puro mga bago tong mga ano eh. Ay, last registered naman pala. Pero the oldest that she has, no, is 1999. Puro nabili niya, luma na to. Pan. Pa lang ako. Gagi. Okay. So, may parang nag-start siyang mangolekta 2020. Takyan. Tapos yung mga iba, bakit unregistered? Tanong ko lang naman ha. Last registered nung ano, nung Ford niya, Expedition 2020, Ranger 2020, Toyota, Land Cruiser 2020, Truck, Dropside 2020, HRV 2021. I- iisa lang yung ano 2023 pa. Goodness. Di usong magparehistro, ganon.
Investments, ventures, didn't do a background check or like a trust-based sort of investigation on her friends from Singapore. And was she not an avid newsreader as a politician?
Buy and sell? Ito lang sila naglalaba. Kaya, madami.
Of the biggest case in perhaps the world at the time, or say Asia, she just didn't know about it. I think that's unbelievable, like literally impossible to believe her. Alice Goh said at the hearing that after she withdrew her investment from Baofulan in 2022, she never contacted Ling Baoyin and Zhang Rijin again. Okay, so here that raises another question, all right, for me, which is that after Alice Goh became mayor in 2022, she seems to have distanced herself from these dirty sort of works like scams, human trafficking, and money laundering that was taking place literally behind her mayor office. Think about it. If you're a mayor and a large criminal group was operating in the town and you had no idea about it, there's only two reasons. One of them is that you're incompetent and you need to resign.
Sabi rito, Teacher Mark, I'm not familiar with the place, sabi rito. How was the municipality like? It's near sea, in the middle of the mountains, near port. Ah, Banbad is near Mabalacat, Pampanga. I'm not the sea. Pero kasi, kayak lang yung town ng Banban. It's like ano lang eh. Uh, mukhang highway lang siya. Long way lang siya. Para kang dumaan ng Marcos uh, Marcos Highway. Parang ganon. Medyo behind siya when it comes to yung pagiging developed like Pampanga. Okay? Pamban. It's mountainous kasi. Nadadaan-daanan ko lang siya noon nung kasi biyahe ako. Sometimes the bus dito dumadaan sa Bamban. Yak lang siya actually. Mostly lahar. Wag. And boundary ng Pampanga at Tarlac. Yeah. Kasi yung kung galing kang norte, 'di ba? Dalawa yung way eh. You can go Kapas. Kapas, liliko ka pa Mabalacat, Pampanga na 'yon. Or you can go straight, mapapadpad ka ng Bamban, tapos liliko ka, ang labas mo, expressway na, rekta. Well, malapit naman sila sa water. Ito, Kapas, 'di ba? Kapas, liliko ka papuntang Concepcion, diretso. Or didiretsuhin mo tong Banban, diretso ka na ng expressway nito. Normally dito pa lang sa Kapas magkano ka na ang Concepcion Magalang pala.
Or the second one is that you're in on it.
Is right beside Mabalakat, sabi.
So from my experience, this cannot conclusively suggest that Alice Guo was no longer involved after she withdrew the
Malayo sa dagat, gaano? Actually, mabilis lang 'to Sambales na yung susunod. After San Vicente, itong San Felipe, na to, Sambales na 'to Felipe, Maloma, Santa Rita, Cabangan. May bodies of water na malapit. May access din. Tapos, easy way in. Mabaka ka ng iba. O, konti na lang. Konti na lang, Mamban na Lapit lang. O, speedboat mo lang to. Malapit ka na dyan. Porak na yan,
investment, but because precisely that she was trying to appear like she's not part of this anymore, that she gave it away. Look, she's decked out in luxury looks, right? From accessories to cars to clothing to everything else. Like she at one point had a helicopter. It makes me think that she's even more involved than ever before, but just that her actions are not being put behind the scenes, right? This
So, you feel that, nagiging pwede silang umeskapog gamit yung dagat, gano'n. Diba?
happens in China all the time. These CCP officials, before they become an official, they're doing all these gang activities. Afterwards, they didn't just stop doing it, they amplified it. But now they no longer have to dirty their hands themselves. So to this day, we have not heard any answer as to how the Guo family, Alice Guo's immediate family that is, makes their appropriate shares of wealth.
Sabi rin dito ni Mariana, marami rin staycation dyan na resort. Kasi medyo malapit na sila sa dagat actually. And may ilog sila papuntang dagat.
And what's even more strange now is that Alice Guo doesn't even want to admit to things in her family, like how she denied knowing her siblings, who she had traveled with according to documents, but claims otherwise, or that her mother is a maid, to which we may even now question the existence of the so-called Amelia Leo. Does she even exist? Because the birth registry of her mother doesn't exist, neither does her father. And then Alice has two step-siblings, Sheila and Simon, who she has traveled with, like I said earlier. And it shows that on their birth certificate, they actually have their mother, Amelia Leo, but then their parents don't have records. So, I mean, at this
Ghost parents. Yung tatay mo, nag-register as Filipino, hindi naman Pinoy. Yung nanay mo, non-existent. Tawag dun. Yung kapatid mo, ganun din. Hindi mo rin kilala. May kapatid ka pala. Ang alam mo lang yung tatay mo. At wala kang alam. Ang alam mo lang, no? Ikaw, 17 years old pa lang po ako. Marunong na po akong magtrabaho. Tatrabaho po ako sa farm. Yung mga baboy po, Natuto po akong magtingin ng mga natuto rin po akong mag-inject ng baboy. Sobrang daming beses mong sinabi yun, memorize ko na. Tapos yung, gusto ko man pong sagutin, ay ayaw ko man pong sagutin yung tanong nyo ng hindi ko po alam, pero hindi ko po alam eh. Kan response nga.
At this point, I feel like we're just, finding out about the Guo family at the same time that Alice is finding out about her family. Like, it's just some real life drama of her discovering her entire life.
And eto pa, ang weird doon. Tinanong ka lang ni Senator Loren, can you talk in Mandarin? Doon sa pag-usap niyo ng tatay niyo, how you talk together. Syempre, hindi naman 'di ba? Hindi naman gaanong marunong siguro or well-versed yung tatay mo pagdating sa Tagalog. So minsan, nagcha-Chinese ka or madalas sa minsan, Chinese yung ginagamit niyo. Isn't it weird na, pwede mo bang sagutin 'yan pwede bang marinig kung paano ka mag-Mandarin? Kasi tinanong ka ni Rapi Tulfo, marunong ka bang magkapangpangan? Sumagot ka. Itakla mo po. Nung tinanong ka, marunong ka bang mag-Mandarin? Ang sinagot mo, Hokkien? Ang sinagot mo, Pino po ako. Kaya Tagalog. Ha? I don't believe na hindi ka marunong mag-Mandarin or Hokkien or what. I don't believe it. Alam niya. Pero kasi, makikita doon sa pagsasalita niya how well-versed he is. Sigurado ako, void yung birth certificate niya, maraming maling information, sabi rito. Salt nga daw, sabi ni Direk, di ba? Yung waku-waku to. Waku-waku, Chinese version. Ay. Cantonese ata sa Hong Kong. Ito sa Hong Kong.
Was she so distant from
Walang Chinese na di marunong ng language nila. Siya nga, sabi niya. Pero may mga, di ba? May mga nakita na akong video niya na he is speaking Mandarin.
from her family, that her past is just a mystery to all of us, including herself? Well, her McLaren says otherwise. According to internet information, the only McLaren 620R in the Philippines was smuggled in illegally. But Alice claims that the McLaren that she is tied to was borrowed. So who has an illegally imported car that is allowed to be borrowed around?
Agi. Wala po akong McLaren. Hiniram ko lang po. So, humiram ka ng kung yan ay illegal, humiram ka ng sasakyang illegal, tapos dahil sa ginawa ng Senate, pakikialam, sa tingin ko, papatin nila sa hearing yung tatay ni Mayor Alice. Pero, ang tanong dyan, nasa Pilipinas pa ba?
I feel like at this point we're just being played, like we're all dumb or we have no IQ. Like we're these animals running around. Like they're toying with us. It's not that hard. She has an extensive connection to money laundering and CCP spy agencies. Plain and simple. Anyways, that's it today for the episode.
Yan. So, kung gusto nyo mapanood ng buo to, itong video, this is with China Insider with David Zhang. Ayan. So, exclusive, Alice Go's father ties to the CCP United Front. Ayan. Maraming salamat. And I'll see you sa next live. This is Teacher Mark. Out. Bye-bye, guys.
tayo'y magkaisa.